Welcome to the fourth episode of this series. Python, in computing, is a programming language. True or false? Python, in nature, is a bird. True or false? In our previous lessons on Python, the programming language, we have learnt about some data types, like int, float, and string. Now it's time for a new type of data. Python supports two special truth values, true and false. They are of data type, bool. Internally, true represents 1, and false represents 0. Any expression whose value is a bool, is called a Boolean expression. We can make Boolean expressions, using any of these comparison operators. These are like asking yes or no questions. We can use these operators with any complex expressions. Just compare the left part with the right part, and each expression evaluates to be either true or false. Is and is not, more about them later. What if we need to check multiple conditions in the same expression? Consider these example scenarios. Logical operators, and, or, not, help us combine Boolean expressions. This is how we use them in expressions, just like in English. We mentioned the control flow in the last episode. Statements are executed, in the order they are written. Sometimes, we may need to change that behavior. Like doing something, only if a certain condition is met. In Python, conditional execution is like this. Header starts with the keyword, if, and ends with colon. Condition can be any Boolean expression. If that expression evaluates to be true, the body statements are executed. Note that all body statements must be indented alike. That's 4 spaces usually. If there are 2 possibilities, the syntax looks like this, with 2 branches. The condition determines which branch to execute. Let's improve this example to be more specific. We nested a conditional inside one conditional branch. We can nest any number of conditionals like this. But we must be careful about indentation. Many of such nested conditionals can be simplified by rewriting them into a chain of branches like this. Elif is an abbreviation of else if. Each condition is evaluated in order. When one of them is found true, corresponding branch is executed. In the last lesson, we found out that functions can call themselves. Recursion is the process of one function calling itself. It's helpful when we need to repeat some tasks. For example, if we wanted to print from 1 to 100, should we write this 100 times? No. We can use recursion for that. First, write a function that prints the given number. Then after that, let the function call itself, this time passing the next number to the call. If you try to run this code, it starts counting as expected. But it doesn't stop at 100. It never stops, in fact. Running forever. That's what an infinite loop is. Python may kill the infinite recursion after a while, resulting in a recursion error. But that's not what we wanted. We can add a conditional check to do that. If number is 100 or more, recursive call doesn't happen anymore. Function stops as expected. That's all in this episode. Now, let's sum it up. In our next episode, we will learn about iterations. Before that, if you have any question, feel free to ask that in comments below.